Hey, y'all. Hey, it's your girl, Delisa Robinson, the real estate diva, out here in these real estate streets. I'm hoping everyone had a great Memorial Day weekend. I know I did. I relaxed and hung out with my granddaughter and went to see The Little Mermaid. So if you haven't seen it, please go see it. It was amazing. We are Today we're going to be talking about the steps you need to take in order to close a wholesale deal. So, while we're doing that, what I want you guys to do is remember this. We're going to go over the housekeeping. I need you guys to share, like, invite. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. I am simulcasting today. I am on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram and YouTube. So please share, like, comment. And that's rule number one when we engage. Please share this video out with 3 to 4 of your favorite people. 3 or 4 of your favorite people. And remember, if I say something that you don't understand, make sure that you ask a question. If you've been here before, if this is your first time being here, don't let it be your last. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Mwah. Appreciate you. Now, what I want to talk about today, like I said, we're going to be talking about wholesaling real estate. I'm going to walk you through the steps that you need to take in order to get a deal closed. Okay. So this is like a prerequisite, like a pre-course to tomorrow's free workshop. Don't forget, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be live on Zoom. We will be going through the entire process of closing deals with wholesaling. We will be in that thing for at least 2 hours. So book. And this is not going to be a gloss over type of deal. It's going to be me giving you the real deal. I'm going to teach my full course to you guys, and it's all free. So if you want to join in, I'm going to ask you now, please click the link in the bio, tap the button, tap the very first button. Once you click the link, tap the very first button. It says contract to closing, wholesaling real estate. That is how you will get into the free course, and that is it. Now, if you are on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, what I'll do is I will do this. I will do you guys a favor because I know how it is out here in the streets. You guys probably don't have a link on Instagram. You can click the link in the bio and tap the first button. All right. Now, let's talk about, let me get this link for you guys over on for everybody else, not Instagram, okay? And then we'll go from there. It's gonna be a minute because why? I got so much stuff running on my computer right now. It's not even funny. Who logged me out? I don't have time for this. Okay, so let me get the link for you guys and I'll try and see if I can pin it. I don't know if I can. I'll try and see if I can. Thank you for joining me over there on Instagram, Slay My Content, Frankie and Shelly. I see you guys. Thank you. If you can hear my voice, please drop the number 1 in the comments for where you are. And, or you can tell me where you're from. If this is your first time being here, I'd like to know where you're from. And I have some more stuff, more housekeeping issues, the things that I got to get in here. Like the fact that we are taking this show on the road. We got a lot of things planned over the next year. You guys know, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that my new year starts on June 5th, which is next week, Monday. It's also my birthday. That's when I start my new year. So with that being said, this coming year, we have a lot of things. We have a lot of things that are actually going to be taking place. And some of that includes live training. So we're going back to training live. Yes, we are. So that's another one that we're going to be out here doing, just so you guys know. And I'm hoping I'm posting the right link for you guys. There it is. Okay. So we are going to be doing some live training. So that's where I like to know where everybody is from, because wherever the majority of the people are from, those are the places we're going to hit up first. And we're going to be doing a lot of meet and greets, a lot of just hey, come out networking events. I'm going to be doing some teaching. I'm going to be also doing some conferences. So just so you know, your girl is about to be out and about. Okay, that's number one. Number two, tomorrow's class is free of charge. You have to have, let me give you the thing that you're going to need for tomorrow. You're going to have to bring with you a pen, paper, pencil, paper, whatever it is you use to take notes. You need to come because you're going to get a lot of notes. That's number one. Number two, I also need you to bring a calculator. Like I said, this is a workshop. It's not a mastermind. It's not a training. It's not a coaching. This is a workshop. The first part of workshop is work. So you will have to do the work. We're going to be asking you to do the work. So I need you to get in there because the best way for you to learn is to do. Okay. Then we have, so, and also just for that class, there's like some other things coming up. I do have my full, everybody's familiar with the Get Wired Wholesaling Bootcamp. Now, normally that's a 4-week program, which charges like $97 for it, $197, something like that for it. And what we do is we go through 4 weeks of training, 2 weeks, we meet 2 times a week for 4 weeks. And we do the process of wholesaling. Tomorrow's class is to teach and train. Okay. Now you will do some work because it's interactive. You will be asked questions. It's also live. It's not pre-recorded. I will be in there live and I will be there until the last very second minute, whatever you want to say. Okay. That's number one. Number two, with this workshop tomorrow, because with the boot camp, I've noticed, I've done the boot camp 3 times, and all 3 times I've noticed that the participants of the boot camp need a little bit more time because they didn't understand. And it's either they didn't understand what they were getting into with as much work as they were going to have to do, or they thought that we would be teaching wholesaling. And that's not what it is. The boot camp is just that. You're going to do the work. And it's a lot of work. The first day, I give out probably 5 days worth of homework, and it has to be done by the next session. So it's a lot of work that you have to do. So because I recognize that a lot of people need more time, I now have a 12-week wholesaling academy. That's 12 weeks. We're going to meet twice a week for 12 weeks. We're going to go through everything. When I say we're going to set up your business, we're going to do your goals. We're going to build your buyers list. We're going to show you how to find sellers. We're actually going to go through the process of finding sellers. We're going to negotiate deals, show you how to work your numbers, show you how to negotiate. Everything is going to be in that 12-week course. Okay. Now, normally, when I say everything, contracts, everything is included. There's going to be a workbook for each week. So there's 12 different workbooks that you can literally put in a binder together, but it's just going to take you through 12 separate steps that you need to get your business in order. Because the one thing I want everybody to know, no matter what it is you want to do in real estate, you need to know how to wholesale real estate. And the reason why you need to know how to wholesale real estate is simple. Wholesaling real estate is a fundamental course. It is a course that teaches you things that you will need to know for the next phase of your real estate business. So like right now, you will learn how, every time I get online, my nose start itching for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like for right now, you'll get in and you'll need to know how to do comps. You'll need to know how to do ARVs. You'll need to know how to negotiate deals. That's all going to be taught. And like I said, we're going to be doing it all in this 12-week Real Estate Academy. So that's how that goes down in the town. So we are going to have that available starting tomorrow. Actually, you can register starting tomorrow. The 12-week Wholesaling Academy will start on July 5th. And we are going to get busy. Okay? Because I think this is going to be what you guys are actually looking for. So we'll get that going too. Now we're going to talk about how you get paid, the contracts, everything is going to be covered. Tomorrow, we're going to go through These steps that I'm about to give you right now, we're going to go through these steps in detail tomorrow. And when I say in detail, each each portion of this, each section will have an action step that you will be able to implement. Okay. All right. So let's go. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Delisa Robinson. I am your favorite real estate diva out here in these real estate streets for the past 25 years. I started out as a buy and hold investor, meaning I was somebody's landlord. That's all I wanted to do. And the reason why that was the only thing I wanted to do at the time is because it was the only thing I knew I could do. Then over time, I started finding out different things like wholesaling, Airbnb. And we didn't call it Airbnb when I first started doing it. It was just short-term rental, and I did student housing. That was my version of the short-term rental. And I guess you could call it a mid-term rental. Now I have Airbnbs, I have student housing. We have a lot going on. This year, just told you, New Year starts on June 5th. For those of you who are joining us late, New Year starts on June 5th. Why? Because it's my birthday. That's when my New Year starts. And so when you see me posting all these Happy New Year signs, that's what all it's about. Okay. So this year I have a plan and have a goal in mind. And tomorrow during the class, I'm going to tell you guys what my goals are for the new year coming up and how I plan to accomplish them and what we're going to be doing. Now, another thing that I want you guys to understand and recognize is this. You choose what you want to do. A lot of people say, oh, I don't have any money. You choose what you spend money on. You choose what you learn. You choose what you implement. You choose based on the results that you get. So with that being said, stop wasting time. So many of you have reached out to me in my DMs. Some of you have my phone number. Some of you have emailed me and you've all asked questions. How can you get started in real estate? How can you get started in real estate? How can you get started in real estate? Tomorrow is the first step. So join the free training. It's a free workshop. Starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There is no excuse now. Can't say you can't afford it because it's free. Can't say you don't have time because it's only 2 to 3 hours and it's one day. And I'm going to teach you everything that needs to be done. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what you got going on, but this is where you should be tomorrow. Okay. All right. Now let's get into what we're going to be doing. The steps to closing your wholesale deals. The first thing I want to tell you guys is this, because this is a question I get asked a whole lot. And the question is this: do I need my LLC if I'm just starting out? I don't have any money and I can't afford to set up the LLC right now. The easy answer is no, you don't need it. You can wholesale in your name to the cows come home. You can do whatever you want to do in wholesaling in your name. Be warned, if that's what you're choosing to do, you will have to claim that income on your taxes. And that is going to take you to a different tax bracket. And that's where you're going to have a lot more taxes to pay. Okay. So that's why we say get an LLC and pay yourself from the LLC, because that's why. All right. So yeah, you can do it in your name. That's not a problem. As long as you can afford to pay them taxes later. Okay. That's all it is. You just have to pay the taxes. Now, remember what I said. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments. I will be more than happy to answer questions as we're going along. Okay. So yes, you can do this in your name, but I tell everyone who works with me, who's come to my coachings, who's been in my training, who's watched me live stream, I don't teach people to smash and grab. Okay. I teach people to build a business and to have a sustainable business and a skill set that you can always fall back on. That's what I'm teaching. Well, by teaching you how to wholesale real estate. Hi, Yanira, how are you? So that's where that goes. Okay. So that's number one. Now, can you do it in your name? Yes. Do I advise it? No. So that's that. Okay. That is that. Now, in order to have your business in place, we've gone over this a million times, so I'm not going to go over it again. I'm only on here for about an hour. And so tomorrow will be in detail. Like I said, we're going to give you the highlights today, and tomorrow I will be going in depth with all of this in the free training. So if you haven't had time, click the link in the bio. If you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, the link is in the comments. If you need me to put it in the comments again, I can. However, tomorrow's free training is going to be in depth. This live stream tonight is going to give you prerequisites so you can get ready for what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Okay? All right. So now, should you have your business structured? Yes. Why? Because wholesaling is a short-term investment strategy. It is not meant to be done long-term. It's not meant to be forever, even though you can, and I'll explain how you can. Give me a second. Okay, highly 7 LLC, but I don't think it is structured correctly. Do you assist with that? Yes. If you come to the training tomorrow, I'll give you exactly what it is you need. Come to the training tomorrow, Jim. If you come to the training tomorrow, I'll give you exactly the setup and the format that you need. Okay, so the reason why we're doing this is because I told you guys at the end of December 2022, that in 2023, my mission was to have some 6-figure earners in wholesaling. 6 figures. I want somebody, anybody, everybody, okay, to hit these 6 figures. Can you still hit 6 figures in wholesaling? Yeah, absolutely. Before the end of the year? Absolutely, you can. Absolutely. So that's what we're going to be working on. Okay. Now, so yes, you should have an LLC. Now, here's the thing. Somebody going to ask me, which way do I structure it? How do I structure it? What do I need to structure it? And let me tell you this. Okay. The best way for you to do that is to know what type of business you want to run. Where do you want to specialize? Do you want to wholesale to stack enough cash to start Airbnb? Then you need an LLC. Do you want to do your wholesaling so that you can buy property and hold it so that you have cash flow every month? Then you have to do that. So you need, what I tell everyone is to consult a tax accountant or a tax attorney. They will tell you best which entity you need. Do you need an LLC? Do you need a trust? Do you need a C Corp, an S Corp? Do you need a DBA? Nobody needs a DBA, by the way. So that's what they're going to tell you. So that's what you need to learn. And that's why I tell everybody to go that route. Now, once you have your business structured properly, you're going to have to do what we call goal setting. Goal setting is multiple levels. There's multiple levels of goal setting, especially when you want to have a real estate investment business. Real estate investing, you need to goal set. You need systems in place. You need structure. Okay. So the main thing that we're going to do under this subtitle, I guess you want to call it, goal setting, is you want to know your administration goals, your production goals, your monetary goals, your self-care goals, because this business will drive you nuts. So you do have to have self-care. Now, you also have to have your systems goals. And by systems goals in wholesaling, what systems are you going to pay for? Are you going to pay for a dialer? Are you going to pay for an admin? Are you going to pay for a transaction coordinator? Those are the systems you want to put in place so you can break it down. You want to be able to get away from your business and to get away from being self-employed to being a business owner. And that's what we're teaching. Okay. That's what I like to tell people we're going to learn. You want it. So you have to have systems in place in order to do that. You have to be able to go on vacation and your business can still run. Okay. And a lot of us don't do that. We don't set our businesses up the correct way. So that's what we're going to learn tomorrow, just with wholesaling. I'm just going to teach it to you on the wholesaling side. I'll teach you guys Airbnb in the fall. And everybody's looking at me like, what? You're not teaching us Airbnb yet? Nope. Airbnb don't come out till October, sweethearts. All right. That's when I started doing Airbnb. Now, or even September, somewhere in there. Might be November, to be honest with you. I got to look at my calendar and see what it's on the calendar. Oh, and Facebook, you said you need it. Okay. So we're going to, now the first thing you're going to do, you set up your business, you set your goals. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to build a buyer's list. Build a buyer's list. Now, here's the secret that y'all not listening, that nobody pays attention to when I talk. Okay. The secret is the guide that I created for building a buyer's list. If you register for the class, it gets emailed to you for free. Oh, what? Yeah. When I tell you this class is free, there's a lot of little gimmies out there that's going to help you guys to get this situation under control, to help you do the things that you need to do and want to do. So, building your buyer's guide, when you build a buyer's list guide, the first thing you're going to do is you want to know the name of your buyer, the name of their business, because the 9 times out of 10, your buyers are going to be purchasing these properties in their business name. Okay. You want to know, how are they paying for this property? Are they paying cash or are they going to finance? Okay. You want to know cash or financing. That has to be a part of the plan. All right. Everybody understand me? If you understand what I'm saying, put the number 1 in the comments. I need to know y'all with me. I need to know everybody's paying attention. Everybody's in on this secret that we giving away for free today. Okay. Now, so when you build your buyer's list, you want to know the buyer's name that you're talking with. You want to know the business name. You want to know who their preferred closing attorney or their closing title company. You want to know who those people are. Okay. So you want to know who they prefer to close with, who they prefer, what attorney, if they're in an attorney state, or what title company, if they're in a title company state. You want to know who they are. You want to know their email address, their phone number. You want to know what their budget is. And most importantly, you want to know exactly what it is that they're looking for. Now, why do I build a buyer's list first? Because y'all know my favorite quote. What good is a house nobody wants? If you get a buyer's list first, then what happens is the buyers, because a lot of you don't even know what to look for. You're like, well, I don't know what I want to look for. I don't know this and the other. But if you build your buyer's list first and you ask your buyer what they want, that's what you're looking for now. Okay. So if your buyer is saying, I'm looking for a duplex on the west side of any town, USA, then that's what you're going to look for. Now you have your search criteria. Now you know what to look for on Zillow. Now you know what to look for on Craigslist. Now you know what to look for on PropStream, Deal Machine, Landglide, Coastal, Cole, whatever system it is that you're using. Now you know what it is. Okay. Property Shark, all that. Whatever system it is that you're going to use. Okay, I see all my ones coming through. You guys, there's a delay over there on Instagram too. So that's why you want to know what it is that they want. So now you have your marching orders. Now you have your driving for dollars information. You know what you're looking for. Now you have your PropStream search. Now you know what you're looking for. So let your buyers tell you what they want, because not only are they going to tell you what they want, they're going to tell you what they want, where they want it, how much they're going to pay for it. So you already know what they're willing to pay because you know their budget. Because that's one of the questions that you have to ask. What's your budget? Ugh, nose itch. Okay, so when we do that, so now you know what to search for. Now you know what you're looking for. But don't just stick with one buyer. Look for all your buyers. All of your buyers. You should have a good solid buyers list. And y'all gonna laugh because everybody's saying, oh no, I can't believe you said that low number. A good solid buyers list, 10 people. Because 10 people, and guess what? 6 of them are going to be looking for the same thing. Okay? 6 of them are going to be looking for the same thing, and they're going to be willing to pay 6 different prices for it. And they're going to want to pay, some of them might pay cash, some of them might pay, some of them might be paying cash, some of them might be financing. You don't know. And it's fine. That's fine if you can. Okay? So what you want to know is who you're talking to, who they work for, what's their phone number, what's their information, who their attorney, who is their closing company, how much, what do they want, where do they want it, how are they paying for it, and how soon are they looking to close? Because you don't want to spend your time giving people who say, oh, I'll be ready in 6 months, when you have somebody that told you they could close in 2 weeks. You don't want to do that, okay? So you have to know who they are, what they're doing, who, what, where, when, why, and how. I tell you that all the time. So now that your buyers have told you what they want and you're going out there to look for it, it's now time for you to start talking and speaking with sellers. Here's a tip. Write this down. Okay? If you, wholesaler, investor who uses wholesaling as an exit strategy, if you have your marching orders, I need a duplex in University Heights. I'm just using a neighborhood here in Buffalo because that's a very popular neighborhood here in Buffalo right now. I need a duplex in University Heights. Okay. You're looking at a minimum of $150,000. So if your budget is $150,000, and I just told you that's an in-demand neighborhood, and I got 15 other buyers that are looking in that same neighborhood asking for that same property, your $150,000 budget is not going to cut it. So I'm still going to send it to you. I'm still going to include you in my text list because I never know, you might be able to come up with some more money. So never count it out. Never count your buyers out. So now that you are starting to talk to sellers, you have to know how to calculate your numbers. That's the main part. Your number one responsibility as a wholesaler is to know your numbers. You don't want to be known as the person who gives out bad numbers because that will kill your business. It will kill your business. It will kill your business. Okay? You just won't be able to function. And people are like, oh no, she don't give good numbers. Oh, it's Lisa, no, she always talking about the construction budget is this and the ARV is this, and now I can't even, that's not even a deal for me. She never brings me a good deal. You don't want to be that wholesaler because trust me, these investors talk. They share your name and number with people. They'll call you and text you and email you and ask you what you have available. Oh yeah, they do it all the time. All the time. So I need you guys to pay attention. I need you guys to be mindful of your numbers. So the first thing you need to know is comps. Comps are going to dictate what homes are selling for in any particular area. Comps is short for comparable properties. Comps is what you need to have in order to calculate ARV. So in order to calculate, your ARV is the average of your 4 highest price properties sold. They have to be sold. Y'all love pulling up Zillow, and y'all love pulling up Redfin, and y'all love looking at these on realtor.com and saying, oh, well, this house is in the neighborhood and they're asking $500,000. That it didn't sell for $500,000, so that's not what you can use. Okay, it has to have sold within a 1 mile radius of the property that you're trying to wholesale. I said what I said. Okay. Now, the next thing is not only does it have to have sold within a 1 mile radius, it has to be within the last year. And that's only if we're in a buyer's market. If we're in a seller's market like we were for the past few years, then guess what? You need to look at 6 months because prices are going to change from day to day, month to month, week to week. Okay, so if it's in a seller's market, you're going to look at 6 months. If it's in a buyer's market, you're going to go for 1 year. All right. Now, comps. If your subject property, and the subject property is a property that you're trying to wholesale. If your subject property has 3 bedrooms, all of your comps need to have 3 bedrooms. If your subject property has 2 bathrooms, all of your comps need to have 2 bathrooms. If your subject property is 1,800 square feet, then you can't go less than 1,500 square feet, and you can't go higher than 1,800. I'm sorry, than 2,100 square feet. You get what I'm saying? Y'all understand that? Everybody good? Drop the number 2 if you heard and understood what I just said. Drop the number 2. Okay, Shelly is there. Okay, you guys are on it. Okay, thank you guys. Now, you have to have apples to apples, not apples to mangoes. Yeah, I thought I was going to say oranges. I like mangoes. So, apples to apples. If you got an apple in this hand, you should have an apple in this hand. If you got a mango in this hand, you should have a mango in this hand. You cannot have an apple in this hand and then cherries in this hand, or a mango in this hand, or a kiwi in this hand. You can't do that because they don't match. It has to be the same over here as over here. Okay. Then you're going to add up the 4 highest ones that were sold. You're going to divide it by 4. That gives you ARV, which is after repair value. Okay. After repair value. Then you have to take away the construction. You have to take away financing. You have to take away construction budget. You have to take away your assignment fee. Then you have an offer to present. So now when you get ready to offer a seller, a homeowner, or keep in mind the person who can legally sell the home it's not always the owner. Okay, because if that owner is in bankruptcy, they can't sell the home, but the trustee for the bankruptcy can. Okay, or they have to get permission to sell it through the trustee. So sometimes you as a wholesaler may have to speak to that trustee. You as a wholesaler might have to speak to their power of attorney, especially if they're elderly. If you come across an elderly person, please, for the love of God and everything that you hold sacred, get in touch. Ask them to get you in touch with another family member, because you don't want to be on the news like these people have been on the news lately because they've been scamming these old people out their properties. You don't want to be that person. So ask them who helps them handle their affairs, who helps them pay their bills for them before they say, yeah, I'll sell it to you. Before they do all that, make sure you get it in writing. Okay. And make sure you speak to somebody else who helps them out on a regular basis. Okay. So now you've negotiated this deal with the seller. That's going to be your next thing. You're going to negotiate this deal with the seller. How you're going to negotiate this is simple. You're going to use everything you have, including the numbers that you've calculated. And you've got your max allowable offer. That means that's the most you can offer. And that includes that fee should have a low, your assignment fee, which is the money that you make, should be less, meaning subtracted from that max allowable offer. So if your max allowable offer is $100,000 and your desired assignment fee is $10,000, you can't offer more than $90,000 to the seller. Okay. That's the highest you can offer them is $90,000. Y'all understand that? Like I said, when you come to class tomorrow, like I said, right now I'm just going through the steps because I want you guys to be a little bit familiar with what we're going to do in detail tomorrow. Tomorrow night at 7:00, we are doing a full-fledged wholesaling class. I'm going to be going through these numbers in detail, which is why you're going to need your calculators, why you need pen, why you need paper. Okay. Do not be late, because this class will start at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. It's free of charge. Click the link in my bio if you're on Instagram. Click the link is in the comments if you want to scroll up and down on Facebook. And if you need me to put it in there again, because I see some people have just joined us on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. So I have it back in there. I just put it in there again for those of you. If you want to join the class, this is where you need to do. And I know some of you might have to jump out of the live to do this, and that's fine. Just come back because I don't want you guys to miss this, okay? Come back. Now, So once you have decided what your max allowed offer is, you're going to present that to the seller. But you're not going to say, "Hey, I can offer you 90 grand." You're not going to do that. Okay? I think Facebook might be one of those places where I cannot drop that link for you guys. So what I'll do is this. Hold on one second. You guys are in the Facebook group, right? Hold on, Facebook. I got tricks. Y'all know I got tricks. Got tricks. So bear with me, guys, on Instagram. Bear with me. Because we gotta take care of our Facebook people too, okay? I can't just be all about Instagram all the time, even though that is my favorite. That is my favorite outlet. Now, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Okay, I see me. So Facebook, guess what? I'm gonna drop this link. There's the link, Facebook. I just dropped it. Okay. So workbooks haven't arrived yet. Is it a physical workbook? No, it is not a physical workbook. It is digital. And the reason why it hadn't arrived is because I had to add something to it. You guys will have it in the morning. Yep. I've been working on it all day, getting it updated because this workbook is completely updated. Okay. So this is and that's what I'm going to be teaching from. I am going to be teaching from the workbook. So you guys know. Now, now that you have the offer with the seller, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to want to say, "Oh, I can offer you this money." No. You never, ever, 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 ever. Remember that movie Friday where Chris Tucker was talking to the girl who said she looked like Janet Jackson? He said, "Don't never, 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 never come around here." Okay, that's you. Think about that right now in this moment when I tell you. You never mention money first. Never. The first person to mention money in a negotiation automatically loses the negotiation. Y'all don't believe me? Watch this. Oh, you had it in your mind that you were going to pay $50,000. Or I'm sorry, you had it in your mind that you were going to pay $80,000 because that was your max allowable offer. It was 90,000. That's what we said, 90,000. So you had it in your mind, "Oh, I can pay 90,000." And then you asked the seller, "Well, how much do you want for it?" She says, "Oh, I was only wanting 50,000." Oh, really? See, she just lost the negotiation. See that? You see how easy that was to prove? The seller just lost the negotiation because had you said your price first, she'd have made $40,000 more. But now that she said her price, you just made 40,000 because guess what you're going to do? You're going to pay her. You're going to say, "Sure." And you're going to whip out the contract that you have and you're going to write it out. And you're going to say, "Oh, okay. I can give you 50,000. Here, why don't we sign it? I'm ready to sign a contract right now if you are." And you're going to sign it. Right? Right. Because you in your mind, you're like, "Shoot, I just made $50,000. Absolutely. Go ahead." Because where you were only trying to get 10,000, you now just made $40,000. So that's why you're not going to mention money first. Let's do it in the reverse. You ever so excited. You, the ever so excited wholesaler. "Oh man, I'll give you 50,000 for that property." You know, the buyer's thinking, "Oh shoot, I only wanted 50. Thanks." So now you just lost and you just gave them $40,000. Right? I see y'all. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all still sitting there like, "Wait a minute. What? What? Yeah, that's what happens. So you never mention money first. Never. Never, 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 never. Okay? So now once you agree to a price with the seller, you're going to fill out a contract. The contract we have that we give in our 12-week academy, and there are some of you who purchase the contract as an additional, in addition to the workbook. So some of you will get the contracts and the guides and all the other extra stuff too. when your workbook comes, you're going to get all this extra stuff with it. And what happens is when you do that, what happens is this. You guys are saying, okay, so we did it where we have we have a 2-page contract. You have to take that contract and give it to your title company, give it to your attorney who's going to be handling these transactions for you, because you want to make sure it's a legal contract in your state. It may not, it's a general contract, but it may need some additional disclosures. It may need to say something extra. It may need to include certain verbiage. So you always give any contract that you guys receive, because a lot of people out here, and I know all the gurus, all the do rules, all the no rules, they all tell you they have this contract, it works in any state, blah, blah, blah. And then you run around and you give it to your attorney like, this is not a legal contract in our state. So I always tell you guys, even the contract that you get from me, you take that contract to your attorney and have them review it. Is there any certain verbiage that you need in the contract? You make sure it's in there. Okay. All right. That's any contract you get. I don't care where you get it from. So you sign a contract with your seller. You're like, yes, I got a contract. I'm under contract. Then you go tell all your friends and all this other stuff, right? Don't do that. You might not sell it. Why? Because you don't have a buyer yet. Remember that. Your buyer said they would buy it. So now you send it over to your buyer. Because now you want to, hey guys, hey buyers, a lot of you said you would be interested in this property. Here it is. You send a mass email out to all of your buyers explaining the details, link to the pictures and everything else. Okay. And that's what we're going to be teaching too. We're definitely going to have a week of marketing properties inside the 12-week academy. Tomorrow, we're going to go into detail. We're going to show you what that looks like, but I can't go into detail to teach you how to set that up because we only got a couple hours tomorrow. So that's when you're going to say, hey guys, send it out to your mass email and be like, okay. And then people are going to start saying, when are you showing it? When are we doing this? What are we doing? How are we doing it? And things like that. So that's why you're going to do it that way. That's why you market your properties once you get them. Okay. So now you get a buyer who says, you know what? Now keep in mind, your max allowable offer was $90,000. You have it under contract for $50,000. And you're going to put it out for $99,000, right? Because that's the smart thing to do. So you put the property out for $99,000 and you show it. And you show it to a lot of people. And you have about 10 of your buyers come through. And they say, oh my gosh, this is so great. It doesn't really need a lot of work. It doesn't need as much work as I thought it did now that I see it in person. And blah, 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 blah. And then somebody else might come in and say, oh, this needs a ton of work. And my contractor is going to have to do this. I can't give you $99,000. What can you give me? You never say, well, I got it for $50,000, so you can pay me $10,000 because that's my assignment fee. Oh, no, the heck you don't. You don't do that. So what you're going to say is, oh, well, I'm accepting offers up until 12 noon tomorrow. Send me your offer. And you can text it to me or you can email it to me and I'll write up a contract and I'll let you know. But please include your terms, meaning the day you want to close, how you're paying, and your EMD. How much EMD are you offering? Or you can do the flip side of that, like I do, and I tell my people, I have a minimum EMD of $5,000. This property is for $99,000. Minimum EMD is $5,000. We are closing with this title company. We are closing with this attorney. These is all based upon the seller. My people know that I'm selling this property. They know that I'm a wholesaler. My people know. Why? Because they've worked with me. A lot of my buyers have worked with me for years now. And they bought multiple properties from me. So that's how they know. And for those that don't know, okay. Now, we get into this conversation. We're in negotiations. And guess what? Now we're to the point where it's time to do the assignment contract. which is different from the purchase agreement. Okay. Now I have to make a decision based upon who I'm working with. Okay. Based upon who I'm working with. If I'm working with someone new, I might double close because I don't need this new person to know I'm making $40,000 on this deal. If I'm working with one of my buyers that I've been working with before, they don't care how much I make. And that's how you can tell a real investor from somebody who just playing. Your real real estate investors, they're not counting your pockets. They don't care how much money you make. As long as they are able to make the money that they want on the opposite end of that deal, they could care less how much money you make. You don't believe me? Watch. I sold a triplex, 3 units to a buyer. The seller wanted 45. We talked him down to 40. He agreed. I sold that building for $90,000. I did an assignment. Why? Because the person who bought it is someone I've worked with for years. And he didn't blink at my $40,000 assignment fee. Why? Because he was able to flip it and made a $100,000 profit. So he don't care that I made a $40,000 profit. I have another guy. He didn't care that I made 30 grand on a deal. He didn't care because he was able to make his money off of it. And that's how you can tell your real investors from your investors that are here just playing around. The real real estate investors, they know about wholesalers. They know wholesalers are trying to get the most money that they could possibly get for their own pockets. They don't care as long as the numbers work for them. Now, don't get me wrong. You might get what I call a snot bag. You might call them an a-hole. I call them a snot bag. You might get somebody who wants to be snotty or who wants to try and dig in your pockets, and they're going to try and nickel and dime you. That's why you can't tell them what you really got the property for. That's why you can't tell them that. Okay. Now, are they going to ask you to see the original contract? Yes. And you're going to blank out the dollar amount and send it right over. It's none of their business what you got it for, because the assignment contract says that they are willing to pay you the difference. Okay, so that's what I want you guys to get into your heads. I want you to understand. These contracts are very detailed, they're very specific, and they explain the process. But you also have to be proactive and talk to these people and walk these people through the process so that they know what they're supposed to do for you. Okay, so that's how that works. So now I have a fully executed contract because I have a buyer. I said I wanted 99. He talked me down to 90. And I said, okay. Why? Because I'm still making $40,000. That's why. He could have talked me all the way down to 60 and I'd have been like, okay, I still made 20 grand. Oh, 55? Okay. I made 5,000. It doesn't matter to me. If I'm going to make a deal work, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make a deal work, as long as I don't go below a certain amount and I know what I'm looking at going for. I've had people, you get the buyers who try to figure out what you got the property for by lowballing you. Oh, I'll give you 50,000 for it. No, that's not going to work. Seller wants more than 50. And that's all you got to say. Nope, that's not going to work because the seller wants more than 50. Even though you're getting it for 50. And that's how it works. Unfortunately, that's how it works. So you have to negotiate. You have to use the construction budget, the condition of the property. Use the fact that you have other buyers. This is how buyers tell you always, oh, I don't want to be at a showing with other people. Okay. So you tell them 15 minutes before the time that you actually tell everybody else. All right, cool. Whatever. I'm all for giving them what they want, but I'm also for making my life more convenient and comfortable. That's how it is. All right. So now that you have the contract, you have a fully executed contract. That's what that's called. Fully executed contract. When you just have a contract with a seller, you have a contract to sell. Okay. If if you are under contract with a seller and a buyer, you have a fully executed contract. That fully executed contract, you send a purchase agreement and the assignment agreement to the title company or to the attorneys. That's when the deal starts. Here is where you're going to get confused. Okay? You're going to, hi LaShawn, here is where you're going to get confused. You're going to get confused because you're not going to know what to do at that point. You're going to be like, wait a minute, what do I do now? Nothing. Once you have sent over a fully executed contract and you have added this property to your tracking system, some of you will use REI Pro, some of you will create your own spreadsheets. Some of you who are in my coaching, you guys will use the spreadsheet that I'm giving you, okay? Or you'll use some other CRM system to keep track of all of your deals. Every Monday, I pull out my spreadsheet and I get up at 5 a.m. on Mondays, just so I can do this and do it in peace and not have to worry about talking to nobody and my phone not ringing. I get up at 5 a.m. on a Monday. I say my prayers, I do my workouts, I eat my shakes or my smoothies or my full breakfast, whatever I'm in the mood for that day. And then I come back to my computer and I pull up the spreadsheet and I say, oh, and I start sending emails. Hey, do you have an update on this property and this property and this property? And I send it to every single title company and every single closing attorney that's involved. And throughout the day, what's going to happen is I'm going to start getting responses back. And as I'm getting the responses back, I'm updating my spreadsheet. That's it. That's all. And I do that one day a week, and it's on Monday. Because they might not get to me on a Monday. They might not get to me on a Tuesday morning. You see how, and so it just keeps going that way. All right. Now, once you have a fully executed contract, you need to get information to the title company or to the closing attorney that what you want to send them ahead of time is your wiring instructions. Because my people get wired. I don't go to closings. I can't tell you the last time I went to a closing. There is no reason for a wholesaler to show up at a closing except for to collect a check. Guess what I could do with that gas money? The gas I burned, I could keep it in my gas tank. I could sit at home. I could be closing another deal. I could be doing a whole bunch of other things other than sitting in that attorney's office. And let me tell you why I feel that way. Because my attorney that I work with here in Buffalo, his office is a good 20 minutes without traffic from my house. Okay, so I want y'all to do the math with me real quick. He is 20 minutes from me. So that means I got to go 20 minutes to his office, wait until somebody decides they want to be able to see me because everybody's busy and working. You know, if you've ever been to an attorney's office, you know, everybody always got something to do. Okay, so now it's 20 minutes to his office, 20 to 30 minutes for me to wait. And then I got to drive 20 minutes or more, depending on traffic, to get back to my house. You know what I could have did with that hour? I could have called at least 20 people. Or I could have found 20 other properties, or I could have built a list and built a new list and sent it to my skip tracer. I could have got the list back from the skip tracer and sent it to my VA. I could have done a whole bunch of other things other than driving to my attorney's office. Okay. So that's why. That's why. All right. So now, that is everything you need to do to get a wholesale deal. Now, you want the details, you want to do the action steps, you want the action steps, the plans, and all that other stuff. Click the link in my bio. Tap the very first button. It says Contract to Closing Wholesaling Real Estate. It is a free training. Okay. I'm not charging you nothing for the training. There's nothing. It costs nothing to attend this training. It is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be live, just like I am right now. I will be live in this training teaching you, ladies and gentlemen, how to wholesale real estate. All right? All right. And we're going to be going in
to detail. And we'll be talking about getting the rebuttals situated and everything else. All right. All right. Y'all. Now, do we have any questions? Instagram, if my phone died, hop on YouTube. Because I got a feeling that's why y'all keep getting paused. Because my phone is about to die in a minute. I got like about 20% battery life left. We good. All right. Any questions about what the process we just went over? Any questions about tomorrow night's class other than the workbooks? If you order the workbook that goes with the class, if you order that workbook, it will be in your inbox tomorrow morning. Does the LLC address matter? Yes, it does matter, because whatever address you put on your LLC application becomes public record. You don't want people knowing where you live, where you are, how they can put hands on you and all this other stuff. So yes, that does matter. Does it have to be a virtual address? No, it doesn't have to be virtual. You can use your home address if you want to, because you can always change it later, but that's always going to be listed as a previous address that you were at for that, for the purpose of that. So what I suggest is a virtual office or a virtual address, but or if you have a brick and mortar, or if you know somebody who has a brick and mortar office, say you got a friend that has a business, they own a hair salon, they own this or whatever, ask them if you can use their address as your business address and pay them like $20 a month just for mail and packages to go there. Because it's not going to really be that much mail or that many packages. So you can do that too. Nope, does not have to be. You can put your home address on there. The reason why we always tell you don't use your home address is, one, because it's public record, and two, when you go to get business credit, which is what you want to do, because remember I told you wholesaling real estate is a short-term investment strategy. So once you have gotten to the point where you make $100,000 wholesaling real estate, you can then take that 100,000, or you can take 50 of that 100,000 and start flipping houses or buying apartments or buying properties to rent out and things like that. So this is a short-term investment strategy. What you want to do is you want to use wholesaling to springboard you into other areas. Well, if you're going to have other areas of real estate that you're going to go into, then I suggest not using your home address and just pay for the virtual or get a brick and mortar. Don't use a PO box. Don't use UPS. Don't use like Kinko's, Office Depot, none of those, because the lenders are going to Google that address to see if it's an actual office. So that's why you can't do that. Okay. All right, lovies. Any other questions? In my world like hip hop, hey girl. All right. All right, y'all. It is 8:04. Your girl is getting ready to go eat dinner, because y'all know how I do. I get so busy and caught up with work and doing things, then I have to get caught up with dinner. So now what I'm doing is I'm gonna get ready to get off here. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be going through this process in detail. When I say in detail, y'all be like, whoa, I didn't know it was that much to wholesaling. Yeah. It's more than just flipping a contract. It's more than just finding a house. And you don't have to find a distressed property. It could be any property. You can wholesale anything. Okay? All right. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Remember what I always tell you. You can choose to be anything you want in this world. I just hope you choose to be kind. Because at some point in your life, someone was kind to you. And it's always good to pay kindness forward. Not only does it make you a good person, but it also makes the world a better place. All right. If we all start to do it, makes the world a better place. All right. So I love and like y'all a lot. I will see you tomorrow. Great stuff. I'll be sure to share. Thank you so much, Shelly. I appreciate that. Make sure you share and join us, and tell everybody tomorrow night, 7:00, free wholesaling class, because guess what? Y'all going to swear up and down that y'all didn't know about this. Oh, at least I didn't know about this. I'm telling y'all now, it's tomorrow night, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And oh yeah, happy birthday. Today would have been my mom's 72nd birthday. So have to say happy birthday to my mom. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Be good.